Welcome to the Holidays to Europe Travel Show. This is episode 3. My name is Carolyn Schonafinger, and today I'm speaking with Kate Baker, the General Manager of Utracks. Utracks is an Australian-owned active travel company offering a variety of tours throughout Europe. I hope you enjoy the interview. Thanks for joining us today, Kate. Now, Utracks is an Australian-owned active travel company. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about the kind of tours that you offer?
Sure. We offer a range of guided and self-guided walking and cycling holidays, all in Europe. And that can include anything from challenging hike around the Matterhorn to a leisurely cycle through Provence. Okay,
so a guided tour sounds pretty self-explanatory, but if I'm travelling with a friend and I choose to take a self-guided tour, does that mean that we're completely on our own?
No. You are able to navigate yourself, but we provide you with maps and route directions in order for you to find your way from hotel to hotel or from gîte to gîte or refuge to refuge. Also, we have a 7-day service hotline, so if you do find yourself come unstuck, you can always call that number. But we don't find that people tend to rely on that at all because they embrace the idea of a self-guided holiday and take with that all the wonderful things that has to offer.
Yeah, great. So you can be really pretty much totally independent but have that backup or that security of knowing that you've got that backup there if something does go wrong.
That's right. And I think that freedom and that ability to find your way from hotel to hotel really empowers people and gives them much greater sense of the landscapes that they're going through rather than necessarily just following on with a guide. So I think it's a really great way to travel. It gives you a lot more flexibility, and also it means that we can offer trips virtually any day of the year.
Yes.
And that's also a really important thing for our clients.
Good. So what's included in the basic tour cost?
Okay, it depends on the actual trip, but for example, if we're talking about a cycle trip in France, it includes the bike, often a helmet, panniers, and a lock that comes with the bike. We include luggage transfer, so your luggage is transferred from hotel to hotel. You're provided with the accommodation in a range of styles of accommodation, and sometimes we give you the opportunity to upgrade, but often it's in 2-star hotels in the countryside, which are just wonderful and ooze with that wonderful character of France. We provide you with breakfast and usually dinner as well. Lunch is a time where people can go off and visit a market and get some local produce and make a picnic, or they can go and sit in one of the fabulous brasseries and have a plat du jour, which is, the meal that is provided for that day, and it tends to be a very economical way of eating in a restaurant.
Okay, that's great. So often when we hear the term of active travel, we seem to think that, I might need to be super fit to take part in one of these tours, but that's not necessarily the case with Utracks, is it?
No, look, I think a reasonable level of fitness is required for any tour that's active, but it depends on the style of trip that you're after. So all of our trips are graded from 1 to 5, 1 being introductory level and 5 being challenging and everything in between. So people can choose the trip that's most suitable to their fitness level, or they can make that commitment to step up their fitness before they travel and then experience some of the amazing scenery. So, for example, if you're planning to do a walk around Mont Blanc, it's not a thing that people should enter into lightly. They should have some fitness preparation for that. But I think it's a wonderful incentive to get fit and then be able to tackle that particular challenge.
Yeah. Now, some of the tours are even suitable for families, aren't they? So I guess with those, they would require generally a lower fitness level?
Yeah, that is true. I personally take my kids on many of our trips and they embrace the whole experience. I think it's a wonderful way to spend a family holiday walking in the Alps or cycling in France or Italy. Or we've just returned from a lovely walking and sailing trip in Turkey around the Lycian coast, which was just fantastic for kids on the move. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't suit kids that are sedentary, of course, but it's amazing how kids embrace that experience. For example, my 4-year-old we went on the Cinque Terre trip once, and when she was 4, she was a hopeless walker. But we got on that trip and it was amazing. The incentive of a gelato or here and there just got her walking, and she, would walk regularly up to 7 to 9 kilometres a day. So from a child that really didn't walk at all, it was fantastic to watch.
Great. And like with any sort of family holiday, I guess you've got those memories that will last with you forever.
Without a doubt. And my kids are often, remembering things that have happened on their travels, which I think is a really nice way to be able to, recognise the benefit of travelling and also appreciate what they've done as well.
For sure. Now, because you offer such a range of different sort of holidays, do you find that you get many repeat travellers who perhaps have done maybe a cycling trip and then they decide to come travel back to Europe and do a walk? Or
it is absolutely amazing, Carolyn. We have we started our program in 2006, and we've had clients that have travelled with us every single year since. And this is because we do offer that broad range of programs in Europe. So they get a taste of it and they keep coming back. We also have clients that travel with us, they do 2 or 3 or up to 6 trips with us in one season. And that's because they are such great value. It's an affordable way to see a small pocket of Europe, because we don't obviously suggest that you'll see everything in Europe with us, because that's not our philosophy. It's just introducing you to a small region of Europe and really embracing that region.
Yeah.
But we do have some very unusual tours that we offer. We mix it up with the Tuscanies and the Provence style trips, and also have trips like in Romania or Bulgaria, up in the Balkans. We do trips to Montenegro, Cappadocia in central Turkey, Madeira, which is this fabulous island owned by Portugal off the coast of Morocco, and Iceland, and some cycling in Sweden. So we really do have a great range of programs that people can come back to again and again each year.
Yeah, absolutely. Iceland certainly is, that's what hit me when I looked through the brochure. I thought, wow, that's something really out there that not many people would say that they've been able to do that.
That's so true. And Iceland's an incredible place to go walking. Vast and amazing landscape.
Yeah.
So yes.
Very good. Now, most of the tours too, as you mentioned before, you've had or you have clients that do more than one tour in a season, and I guess most of them are a reasonably short duration, which is great because people can combine different tours.
That's right. We have clients that go to Europe for work or to visit family, and they just want to include something else. So they'll add on a week in, Holland doing a cycle trip, or, they might do a walk in Bavaria just to add to their experience, or they might cobble together a few of our trips and make that the key focus of their program.
Yeah.
So it is nice, and most of our trips don't go to the cities, so they might cobble in a few trips to, Paris or Rome, and make up a great journey. And because we're a licensed travel agent, of course, we also offer the full service, including flights and pre-tour accommodation and train trips and things.
Great. And is there is there a standard kind of age group that they're attracted to Utracks, or is it just, the whole scope?
We do find that our trips very much appeal to baby boomers because they have the time and also the financial means to travel to Europe, even though our trips are very good value. But more and more often we're seeing the younger generation doing our trips, so in the 20s or late teens.
Okay.
Instead of backpacking, or in addition to backpacking, they might do a very cheap walk with us around Mont Blanc. For our cheapest program in the Alps is only $750, so it's pretty good value.
Yeah, and that's for 7 days, isn't it? So
that's right.
Really is great value.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So, and so they will be adding on those sort of trips, and we also have the family. So kids as young as, I think the youngest we've taken is 6 months, right up to people in their 80s, really. So it is a broad range, but yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for telling us a little bit more about Utracks today.
Oh, it's a pleasure, Carolyn.
Now, people can find out more about Utracks on Holidays to Europe, and there's a link through there to your own website. And obviously your staff will be more than happy to answer any questions if our listeners want to give them a call and find out a little bit more about Utracks.
That's right, and we do have a Bastille Day special coming up for one day only. That's next Thursday, which is the 14th of July. We're offering 20% off our France trips on that day. So
excellent.
That's
all right.
An exciting offer for your listeners.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks, Carolyn. Bye-bye.